Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian Simmons here with eXp Realty, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to check out the downtown Medford area. I'm going to drive you all around, show you what it's all about. It's a beautiful day here in Southern Oregon, so it's a great day to take a little stroll around town, so let's go. We're on Crater Lake Highway. We're passing over I-5, so this is like the main kind of biggest intersection or overpass, I guess you could say, in Southern Oregon. And a lot of people, you know, when they get into Medford, this is where they start. So it would be, you know, this exit on I-5 is kind of the starting point. And so we're heading west right now towards Highway 99, which is another big intersection. So on the left here, you'll see we've got Target, and then the Rogue Valley Mall is right over here. There's the entrance to Rogue Valley Mall right there by In-N-Out. And so that's, you know, a lot of big shopping and stuff over there. And up ahead of us, you'll see the Northgate Shopping Center and the intersection to Highway 99, which is also Pacific Highway. So we're on Crater Lake Highway right now, then that's Pacific Highway. We're gonna go left into downtown Medford, but if you were to go right, that would take you into Central Point. And if you were to go straight, it'd take you out towards Jacksonville. So a lot of options from this area, and it's actually, you know, right up here is probably the biggest intersection in Southern Oregon, I would say. Not counting the one back there because that's more of an overpass than an intersection, but anyway. So this area up here is pretty cool. Like, it's actually relatively newer in terms of the development. The Northgate Shopping Center is what it's called. And they have all sorts of stores and stuff in there, like REI, Public Lands, Dick's Sporting Goods, Trader Joe's is in there. There's Petco, Vitamin Shop, all sorts of stuff. And then a bunch of restaurants as well. There's a Subway, there's a Five Guys over on the right-hand side, a Chipotle, a Chick-fil-A, all sorts of good stuff. So, and the Ram, which is actually a pretty cool restaurant. So a lot of good stuff in there. Lots of shopping and different sorts of things. So a pretty popular area, really, and it's nice to see that development, you know, continuing to grow. There's a lot more construction happening in there, so, you know, I'm sure there's gonna be even more stores going in no time. But for right now, I mean, it's great, and it's growing. There's Black Rock Coffee over there as well, all sorts of good stuff. And again, if you go to the right here, that takes you over towards Central Point. There's a lot more, you know, additional shopping over here. Going that way towards Central Point, there's another like healthy grocery store there. That's a lot of like vitamin oriented stuff, but nice grocery store. But one of the things I want you guys to pay attention to as you're watching this is two things, okay? So first is just pay attention to how many homeless people you see. And I say that because you'll read in the comments of a lot of my videos that, oh my gosh, Southern Oregon is overrun with homeless people. And I just want you to pay attention as we do this tour, because I think after you see this tour, you might have a different opinion than that. So just check that out. And then also, same thing with drugs. Like, I don't think you're gonna see anybody shooting up on the side of the street, but you know, I never have. So that would be a first for both of us. But anyway, something to just pay attention to is just what you see as you're driving through. So this is called Court Street, and it turns into Central. And Central is, you know, one of the two main streets that goes through downtown Medford. But this is Court, which turns into Central, and it'll take us right into the downtown area. And then the other one, coming back the other way, is called Riverside. So those are kind of the two main ones as we make our way into downtown here. But this is McAndrews. This is another pretty busy street here. It's a one-way coming up. And if you were to turn right here on McAndrews, that'd take you out towards like West Medford, and actually over to the over by the new Rogue X Community Center. So that's off of Ross Anley, which if you go up McAndrews, you take a right on Sage Road, you'd be over there by Ross Anley and the new Rogue X Convention Center, which is huge and awesome from what I've heard. I haven't been into it yet, but it's supposed to be really, really incredible. As we get into downtown, you'll see like there's actually been quite a bit of development happening there, like some newer buildings, the Lithia building and stuff, and some good restaurants that have come into town and those sorts of things. So it's pretty, you know, I don't know if I would call it up and coming necessarily, but it's definitely, you know, downtown that's been, some effort's been gone into to try to make it a little more attractive and more appealing to people. But the Lithia headquarters is definitely the biggest building in downtown. It's Lithia Motors, who's a publicly traded automotive dealership company, and they're one of the largest in the nation, if not the largest. but they're, you know, huge, and they're headquartered right here in Medford, Oregon. So this intersection right up here at Jackson Street is kind of what I would think of as like the start of downtown. You know, as we get kind of through here, you'll see, but this is kind of what I would refer to as like the beginning point of downtown Medford. Traffic around downtown typically isn't very busy. It's not. It's kind of what it is right now. It's 3:30 on a Monday, so not like it's rush hour or anything, but even during the busiest times of the day, the traffic down here is not a whole lot different than this. You know, not going to get stuck in bumper to bumper traffic or anything like that. So this is 4th Street right up here, and again, you take a right and you kind of find your way into West Medford and keep on going straight here on Riverside, and we will be right into the thick of it, of downtown. I got the Elks Lodge on the left here. Old building, been around forever. We may have got a peek of the Lithia building over there on the left. We'll get a better view of that on our way down Riverside. But this is downtown. Here she is, downtown Medford. The Woolworth building, been around again, you know, forever. And here you just kind of have some random shops and some different restaurants and that kind of stuff in this area of downtown. This is Main Street that we're coming up on, and so this is kind of one of those main one-ways that goes the other direction, and we'll come up that here in a minute. But you have the Criterion Theater on the left. I've talked about that in some of my videos. They do plays and different performances and stuff. And then we'll see the Road Community College and the library up here on the left here in a second, but more, you know, restaurants and those sorts of things here. Really good pizza place here, Ollie's Pizza on the left. Pretty good spot. And there's the Jackson County Library on the left, and the Road Community College is kind of connected to that. So I'm going to keep going up Central here a few more blocks, and it turns back into Riverside. So I'm just going to give you guys kind of the whole view of it. There's not really anything too special down this way, but while we're at it, you know, while I'm giving you the tour, I might as well give you the full tour, right? So I always, you know, tell people I'm not trying to just show you the good. I'm going to show you all of it, and then you can make your decision on whether you think it's good, bad, or whatever. But this is it. So just more random shops, cannabis shops, dispensaries, you know, all sorts of stuff. Harvey's Motel, whatever. All sorts of different stuff out here. And we're going to come up on our turning point here in a quick second. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, this is just kind of older part of town, and hasn't really been, you know, renovated or much lately. Some places here and there, but not a whole heck of a lot. So we'll go ahead and turn on this one. And so if you were to keep on going straight out here, this would take you into like South Medford, like over, you know, there's a new Providence medical building and Road Credit Union headquarters and stuff down there. But now we are on Riverside, and so this is, you know, the one way going back up against Central. We'll head down here back into the downtown area, and then we'll go up Main Street to show you what that looks like and give you kind of the full view of downtown from both directions. And if you were to take a right here on 12th, it would take you underneath I-5 and over by like Hawthorne Park. It feels like a whole different side of town, but it's actually literally just on the other side of I-5. So I don't know if you can see I-5 off to the right. It's elevated up there on the bridge, viaduct, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, library right there on the left, and Road Community College is now on your left. And so I guess they aren't connected. I thought they were for some reason, but this is the Road Community College building on the left. And so this is Main Street that we're turning on to right now. And we will give you the little tour here. There's Beer Works, which is a really cool place with all sorts of craft beer, and Jackson Creek Pizza right there. There's public parking actually on the, there's a parking garage over on the right there, a half a block over. But a lot of different just shops and stuff down here on Main Street. And they've done a nice job, I think, of kind of updating some of Main Street. Like, it's a little confusing now with all these, this bike lane over on the left that you can see. But people have managed to figure it out. This was all a 3-lane, and they took it down to 2 with parking. And what you'll see here in a second is the city, county offices here in Jackson County on the left, courthouse and that kind of stuff. So we'll go up here, we'll take a left in a moment, and you'll be able to see a better view of that. And we're gonna take a turn, I think, to the left here on Oakdale, and you'll be able to see the county offices as you make a turn. A nice newer playground here on the left. I don't know if you were able to see that, but really kind of a nice job of how they developed that. Looks really nice. And so you got City Hall on the right there, and that's kind of where all the county offices and city offices and all that stuff work. We got more county buildings on the right, Jackson County stuff, and we're gonna make our way back down to Riverside and continue on that away, and then we'll jump over to Biddle. I'll show you what that looked over there on the other side of this, I guess you could say, on the other side of I-5. So there's, speaking of I-5, there's 2 main exits for Medford, South Medford and I guess you could call it North Medford. But like I was mentioning, Medford is fastest growing city in all of Oregon, if you can believe that. And so there's a little bit of an asterisk next to that, which is, fastest growing city over, I think it's over 15,000. There's some cities that are smaller than that grew at a faster rate. Here's the Lithia building on the left here in the Commons. And so there's Starbucks down there and some good restaurants kind of behind it. It's Common Block Brewing, which is really cool. Nice fun place, great food. That's what you can see there with that big outdoor tent area. But anyways, yeah, 3% on the growth rate in Medford puts it at over 90,000 people, which is great. A lot of growth going on here. And if you look at the population of, Medford, Grants Pass, all of Jackson County, Josephine County, you end up with about 300,000 people. So Medford obviously makes up, a great big portion of that, just in, Medford proper, but it's hard to even tell, where Medford stops and, Central Point begins, let's say. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna continue on back all the way to Crater Lake Highway, just to give you like the full frame of reference of where we're at. Like, we could cut over onto one of the other streets here to get over to Biddle, but I want to go back to Crater Lake Highway to show you, the full thing. Give you the full frame of reference here. A lot of car lots in the area here. They've kind of moved some of these like over onto Crater Lake Highway, and done some different things with the properties there, like built different buildings and those sorts of things. But you've got big Toyota dealership here on the right, and then in the distance up there is the Rogue Valley Mall, and they have a lot of stores in there. Macy's is in there, Kohl's on the other side, Bed Bath & Beyond. Another fun little thing to check out when you're in Medford is this little teeny tiny restaurant up here that I hope you're able to get a peek at. This little green and red one on the left. It's called Luigi's Sandwiches, and it's awesome. I haven't been there in a while either, but I'll tell you, like, last time I was there, it's awesome. It's like Italian style sandwiches, hot sandwiches. They're really good. So it's worth checking out. Just a tiny little hole in the wall right there on the left. Okay, so now we are getting back to the intersection here where Riverside runs into Crater Lake Highway. We're going to take a right on Crater Lake Highway, and this is that big intersection that we started at. But the mountain over in the distance is Roxanne Peak, and that's kind of East Medford over there in the hills, if you're able to see any of that, which is cool, like super popular area, and beautiful homes and great hiking up there on Roxanne. There's a trail that goes all the way around that peak, and you can hike around that and everything. So before I forget though, Crater Lake Highway here, if you were to continue on, there's all sorts of additional shopping and stuff. Up here on the right is Fred Meyer, great store for all sorts of different stuff, groceries, and kind of all-in-one type place. And if you were to continue on to the, even further up there to the left, Sportsman's Warehouse, all sorts of good stuff down there. If you were to continue on from there, this goes eventually into White City, Eagle Point, and out that way, and eventually all the way up to Crater Lake, if you can believe it or not, what it's actually named after. So we're coming up on Biddle Road here, and we are now officially on the other side of I-5. So Biddle is not one way, so I mean you can go on either side of it, but it's kind of just a kind of main thoroughfare here with a lot of streets taken off to the left, which go up towards East Medford. So you'll see those same streets, McAndrews and Jackson, and those that we talked about previously. Those all go through and under I-5 and over towards East Medford. But a little bit more development kind of has happened over on this side of town, and I don't know that I'd call this downtown per se, but a little more development's kind of gone on over here, and like buildings getting renovated and updated and those sorts of things. So like this People's Bank building up here on the left, big brick building, is newer and nice pretty building. They also just past it is the new, Barnes & Noble first, and then Market of Choice up here on the left. And that's awesome, man. It's a really good store. It's like kind of a smaller version of a Whole Foods. If you're not familiar with Market of Choice, they're great stores, lots of really good stuff, very, very similar to Whole Foods, though, in my opinion. But different shopping centers here. Bear Creek Shopping Center on the left. And what do you got in there? Weimar, Boot Barn, Dollar Tree, kind of all sorts of just different stores there. One thing to be aware of if you're driving down Biddle is these lights. Generally, you want to be on the right-hand lane because like that light just turned yellow, and this one, that's a perfect example. You want to be in the right-hand lane so that you can avoid all these lights and just keep on driving because they just stay here on the right-hand side. So, a little insider tip for you. But again, this is kind of continues on. You got this walking bike path on the right here, and again these streets, Stevens and stuff, they just kind of take off up there towards East Medford. And where we're gonna end our tour is here on Jackson. We're going to turn on Jackson Street here, and you've got the shopping center on the left here is where you have Tinseltown, which is the big movie theater. You got Red Robin, Tap and Vine restaurant, which is really good. Cold Stone Creamery. Like there's a lot of cool stuff in there. They just did a big facelift and stuff in there. TJ Maxx is in there, some different things, and then you got Hawthorne Park over here. Across the street from it all. So big city park that they spent a ton of money redoing the whole playground over there. So pretty nice playground set up for the kids and all that sort of stuff. So if you were to take a right here, it would just take you right back into the downtown area where we just were. So anyways, that is where we're gonna end it. I would turn left into the shopping center here, but it's blocked off obviously, so it's called the Village, that's what they call it. But that's where we're gonna end this tour. So that's downtown Medford for you. Check out the video that I'm gonna do next week, which is gonna be a video about Grants Pass. I'm gonna do a driving tour of Grants Pass, Oregon, so you're gonna want to check that one out. But again, yeah, I'm Brian Simmons at eXp Realty. So if there's anything I can do to help you learn, buy, or list real estate in Southern Oregon, reach on out. Talk to you soon. Thanks.